G'day, my name's Professor Joseph Drew. You will have heard on the grapevine that Snowy Valleys Council has engaged me to look into a project for them. And the project is to set out the advantages and disadvantages of a potential de-amalgamation. You'll shortly see me around town. You'll hear about my work. So I just wanted to get in first and tell you a little bit about me, what I value, and what my focus will be for your community. So my name's Professor Joseph Drew. I am from the University of Newcastle. I've just moved there from the UTS. I have qualifications in quite a diverse range of fields, a master's in accounting, an undergraduate degree in physical maths, a PhD in economics, and postgraduate qualifications in theology. So I tend to attack things from many different angles, and I'm very concerned about the human element of local government, something that's often missing in a lot of work. Not just merely a number cruncher. As you'll probably pick up, I'm also a bushie. I come from Moonbi, it's north of Tamworth, where I have a small farm that I'm very passionate about, and I'm very passionate about rural and regional communities. In fact, that's why I left UTS to work at Newcastle, because they have a focus on rural local government. So on this job, I'm joined by some of my valued colleagues. You may or may not be aware, I'm also adjunct professor at Seoul National University, Korea's best university, at IST Portugal, one of the best universities in Europe, and Tokyo Metropolitan University in Japan. So I'm drawing on some of my colleagues, and they will be assisting me with the final report. We'll be hearing from Associate Professor Youngji King, who has particular expertise in analysing community engagement work, and that's that human element that I'm so determined to get at in my report. So local government is so much more than numbers and dollars. It's about people, and I think that's what people keep forgetting, to the detriment of local government. I will also have Associate Professor Diego Ferreira from IST Portugal. He's a mathematical genius. He is one of the best in the world at analysing efficiency and the related concept of scale economies, and obviously that has very high importance to the work that we'll be doing, because we'll be changing the scale if we did proceed with a de-amalgamation. And above it all is my new boss, close colleague and good friend. I've worked for her before and known her for many years, and highly regarded in the sector, Professor Roberta Ryan. So I need to be clear about what I am doing for you. I am preparing a case to outline both the advantages and disadvantages of a potential de-amalgamation. No public policy is a silver bullet. There's always good things about it and bad things. We need to outline both sides of the story, not pretend that there's just one version, and look at how we could possibly mitigate some of the bad possible side effects of whichever public policy your council is determined to go for. So I will lay out the facts, the pros and cons of both sides. I will suggest what I think is in the best interest of your community, but at the end of the day, it's a decision for you guys, and more importantly, because of our democratic process, a decision for the current group of councillors. I will give you robust, independent, world's best work. You have 3 professors, 2 of whom don't even know where Snowy Valleys is, who will give you absolute independence. No one has ever pushed me into telling any particular story. If you look at my YouTube channel, you'll see that I'm very outspoken and very concerned with pursuing the truth, and that gets me in lots of trouble all the time. It used to get me in a lot of trouble at my old university, but I believe in truth, and I believe that there's consequences for not telling the full truth. The sorts of terrible consequences that happen to a lot of communities following the last set of amalgamation. So I want to make sure you've got all the facts, you've got the best information. I haven't put a gloss on it either way, and then I will encourage you to choose what I think is in your best interest. I will be doing community engagement, so I'm coming down in February and I'll be speaking to some community stakeholders then, and staff and councillors. Now, there's only one of me, and I'm only down for 3 days, so I'm not going to get to talk to all of you. I wish I could, but if you see me wandering around in the street aimlessly doing nothing, it's unlikely, but if you do see me like that, grab hold of me and say hello. I'll be happy to meet with you and learn about your community. I will be doing a community engagement session just prior to handing down the final report. So once I've done a draft report and more or less know what I'm going to recommend, I'll come down and I'll speak to various community groups in a community forum that anyone can attend for a couple of hours. I'll answer your questions at the end. And at the end of that, I will provide a survey for people who turn up to the information session to get your impressions on where you think we should go next. Any problems that you can foresee, anything that you think I mightn't have considered that I should consider, I'll take all that on board, and a few weeks later I'll provide my final report that will go to your counsellors, and they will be making the decisions about what happens next. But my report, my approach to this job is constrained by the legislation, because if your counsellors decide to pursue a de-amalgamation, it's got to be done in a certain format according to the law, and I put up a picture of part of the law, section 218cc, that's relevant to this of the New South Wales Local Government Act 1993. So that's basically what I'm trying to do. That's what I've been tasked to do, and I will do the best job that's humanly possible. I know my two co-authors feel the same, because we care about people, we care about communities, and we want to give you the best that we can. Now, it's important to be very, very clear. I have no axe to grind in any direction. I personally receive nothing for doing this work apart from my normal salary from a university. Of course, my university demands being paid for my time because they've got to pay me. That's fair and reasonable. And they've got a lot of outgoings too. They've got to pay these foreign professors to work on the report as well. So I don't have any preordained objective, and I will refuse to work for anyone that ever tries to get me to write a story that they've already decided. I'm not interested in that sort of work. That's what we leave to the commercial consultants. I'm interested in the pursuit of truth. That's what academics do. That's my job, pursuing truth. And that's what I'll do the best that I can to achieve in this situation. I'll be listening to you. I'll be listening to your counsellors, your managers, your staff, and you guys when you turn up to the community forum, when you fill in the surveys, or if you see me in the streets in February. I'll be fair. I'm very, very conscious. You know my theology background. I'm very, very conscious about justice. I write on natural law and philosophy a lot. I'm very conscious of your human dignity and my need to respect your dignity. I am fiercely independent. Last year, it was a big city council that offered my university a lot of money for me to do some work, but they wanted me to give them a certain answer before it even started, and I said no. They went to my workplace and offered twice as much. I said no. They complained about me. I said no. I don't write reports to order. So in a piece of work like this, you've got to be independent. You've got to get all the facts together and assemble them before you can even come up with any impressions which way you're going to go. If you were to ask me now, I have no idea. That's the honest truth. Okay, I will at the end of the process, I'll write a draft report after spending considerable time with my colleagues over Skype, discussing the issue and getting their feedback and their feelings also. I will then do the community presentations. I'll listen to your feedback from you guys and your counsellors and the council, and then I'll do a final report. I can't do better than that. I promise you it will be completely independent, but I'll also promise you that some people will be happy with what I write and some people will be unhappy. All I can do is stick to the truth. I can't please everyone. But please rest assured that it will be robust work. It'll be facts-based work. It won't be guess and giggle that the commercial consultants gave you last time. It's what got a lot of these communities in serious predicaments, and a lot of bad things happened in the past 2016. This isn't about the past. This is about working out what the best bet is moving forward. And I can just do my best, and that's what I promise you. So look, thank you very much for your time. I'm conscious that everyone's got lots to do. You probably still have lots of questions. I hope to see you in February. I definitely hope to see you in March or April when I do the community presentation. You'll be given plenty of notice when that's coming up, when we get closer to the time. Look, I wish you all well, and I promise you my best and the best work from the best professors in the world. And if we all do our best, we'll get the best outcome for your community. And that's what I really care about. This is what people always forget. Local government's not about numbers. It's not about efficiency. It's not even about financial sustainability necessarily. It's about people and doing the best for people, and that's what I promise you in this job. Thank you very much for your time. Goodbye.